with a new video. Today I want to address something that's been going around the collecting forums and around social media. Is there a right way or a wrong way to collect sports cards? The short answer is no. The closest thing to a bad collector or an investor would be box flippers or box scalpers. You know these guys as the people that go around store to store chasing the distributor and clearing the shelves of everything. So when you, me, or anyone else goes in there, you can't find anything. These guys are just gamblers. They don't care about cards. They're just out for a profit, just selling sealed wax. Next, you have people like me. I buy a ton of wax. I rip them open, and I sell off what I don't personally collect or PC. And sometimes I'll send it out for grading if I think there's a potential for a higher return in the future. But whatever I sell usually goes back into the PayPal account, or I reinvest it into recording equipment, storage, supplies, or obviously more cards. Based on what I see, this is the majority of collectors, but it's also a form of gambling. So we hope for the big pulls to finance the next box or the next card, or buy a big personal collection item that we've been eyeballing. Next, we have the casual collector. They'll get a box or two every month or so from Target, Walmart, maybe the hobby shop, or online, but it's more of a passive hobby for them. A lot of us started out this way, especially when we were younger. We'd take our $20, we'd go to the hobby shop or Walmart, and we'd be happy to rip open a box. And if we were at a hobby shop, we'd either flip whatever we didn't want right back to the shop and try to open some more packs. Next up are the real collectors. They buy singles, lots, graded, whatever they want with no intention of selling now or in the future, maybe way down the road or handing it down. To these collectors, cards have a sentimental value. They're considered a true personal collection. I have my own personal collection of stuff that I'll never sell, as I'm sure most of you do as well. There are cards in my collection or my PC that I will sell if the price is right. Next up are the super gamblers. They love cards, they have a collection, but they try to limit spending by doing breaks. I'm sure you all watch at least one of the big break channels on YouTube and probably see the same names over and over. Doesn't matter what product, they're usually involved. It could be a case break, a box break, a Raz, whatever it is, you see them in the mix. Lastly, we have the speculator or investor. They track the card market like stocks. They watch for dips. They buy graded or ungraded higher end, large lots, hope for a good return on investment or ROI, and then start dumping and start all over again with the next generation. Some hold short, some will hold long term. Some will buy vintage, some will buy new, some will buy everything in between. It doesn't really matter. They're looking for the bottom line. Some of them also have a PC as well, but this is a money first operation for them, just like stocks. Nobody buys Walmart stock because they love Walmart. They buy it to see a return on their money. So now that we've covered some of the collector types, let's ask ourselves this question. Which category do we fall in, and what is my place in the market? Well, this can be a difficult question, as we all have different goals when it comes to sports cards. Most of us identify with at least one of these, and others might find themselves dabbling in all of them. The most important thing to keep in mind is that none of them are inherently bad outside of the box scalpers, but we'll get to that. So the true collector is someone that needs someone that's willing to gamble on ripping wax so that they can buy their singles. The wax ripper needs that buyer out there to make it worth opening the boxes instead of flipping them. The investor may not want to send cards for grading for any number of reasons, so they need someone who will either rip the wax or they can buy raw and submit before they sell. Just about everyone has a place in the market, and we need almost all of them participating. Have you ever seen a stock ticker and wondered why they show daily volume? If the volume of trades is up, people will start digging and find out if they should hold, buy, sell, just based on hype and rumors. Cards are no different, but unless we're all participating, the whole thing comes crashing down. The only people that aren't needed are the scalpers selling boxes for a quick buck. It could be argued that without a false sense of scarcity, because they're taking everything off the shelf, maybe single prices could fall, and I see that point. It could also be argued that an influx of singles would hit the market if one group of collectors were to try and unload at the same time. The trade volume goes up and supply will outweigh demand. Now, all of these things are how every market works, not just cards. Markets are like ecosystems. If one piece falls, the others will follow. Now that we've covered the basics, let's address the current state of the market and how we can predict the future. Well, the current state feels like quite of an inflated bubble to most people. And with a massive influx of new collectors coming onto the scene since early this year, it's hard to pin down the real answer. Some newcomers have said the lack of available retail at retail price is pushing them out of the market. This is unfortunate, and I really do understand, but markets don't have feelings, and their participation is not really necessary. Maybe they feel they're entitled to a box or two. It's out of their control. It's out of our control. No one can help them. We don't have to worry about them. They just won't whine. And let's move on to the flippers or scalpers. So flippers are not scalpers. So flippers are not scalpers. Let's separate the two. Flippers open the box and sell the hits or sell the cards that they don't want. Scalpers are the ones that buy the packaged material and then they sell the entire box for a profit. So flippers are the linchpin of the market because they serve two purposes. They buy retail or hobby boxes, open them, and then sell the hits or whatever cards they don't want. So if nobody's ripping wax, there are no singles to buy for the collectors. All right, so now that we've covered all that, what does the future hold for the card market? I honestly don't know, but I do have some thoughts. Firstly, retail box flipping is going to hit a wall soon. I see it with Alan Ginter already. So these flippers are going to get stuck holding the bag here. Let's move on past them. They're eventually going to get crushed. They're going to lose interest, move on to something else they can flip. So don't worry about them for too long. So now let's say that everyone can find retail on the shelves and hobby boxes at an affordable price. Now there's more to go around and spread more evenly. It could potentially produce a supply overload in the singles market and bring prices down for everything. From an investor standpoint, you may hate the box scalpers, but you kind of need them to keep boxes out of the hands of the masses. Investors will keep pumping, grading, buying, waiting for the peak, and then, again, another flood of supply with demand falling since they're usually selling to each other. All in all, the market may be bubbling, but it also may be the new normal. Nobody knows, especially me. I'm certain of a few things, though. The market will never die, high-end collectors will always be out there, and people will always watch sports and want memorabilia. So maybe the market all crashes down tomorrow. Maybe it keeps going up through 2030. But all markets have ups and downs. We collect cards because we like sports. And we hope that we're not an old lady hoarder with a house full of newspapers. At the end, we hope we have something of value. And if you say that you don't care about that, you're either lying to me, you're lying to yourself, or you're a crazy person. Maybe 2 out of the 3. I couldn't tell you. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, subscribe, make sure to check out other stuff. Leave a comment. I want to see what you guys are collecting, how you collect. Link to your Instagram, to your Twitter. I'll give you a follow. You guys can follow me. You see the information in the bio. But I want to see what you guys are doing personally. I know a lot of guys that collect just strange stuff. They only buy. I've never bought anything from them. But every collector is different, guys. As long as you're not out there box flipping, I want to hear from you. All right? Leave a like, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Adios.